Royal and humble greetings to each and every one. On this video, we're going to be talking about amaZulu, from a tribe to a nation. We're going to be looking at who are the different tribes and clans that formed part of the greater Zulu nation. Now if you go to Google and search, what is the largest tribe in South Africa? It shows that amaZulu are the largest tribe in South Africa, having about 14 million people, and they are situated in these places. Now the term tribe was used by Europeans, referring to those who were outside European civilization. But the word has been abandoned by many scholars, so we're just using it because it's a word that people already understand. Now when you go to the Eastern Cape, you will find different nations or tribes like amaXhosa, amaMpondo, abaThembu and so on. But when you go to KwaZulu-Natal, almost everyone identifies as Zulu. But also not forgetting those that refused and fought for their own independence, that they still embrace to this day. Our story begins after the birth of Qwabe and Zulu, who were both sons of Malandela. After Malandela died, Qwabe was heir to the throne, as he was the older son. But their mother, named Nozidia, insisted that Malandela's belongings should be shared amongst both sons, which created a lot of conflict that resulted in Nozidia and Zulu moving to Mthonjaneni, and Qwabe remained behind. This is how the Malandela clan was divided into amaQwabe and amaZulu. At this time, they were living around several traditional communities, which expanded from the White Mfolozi River to the Umhlathuze River. Around the 18th century, the largest tribes were Mthethwa, led by King Dingiswayo, amaNxumalo, led by King Zwide, and amaNgwane, led by King Sobhuza. At this time, wars became frequent, and this led to two groups, the Mthethwa and the Ndwandwe, dominating over weaker and smaller neighboring tribes, which also included the Zulu. The birth of Shaka Zulu marked a new era and political change for the then smaller tribe of the Zulu, who were under the rule of King Dingiswayo of the Mthethwa. Now we all know who Shaka Zulu was, so we're not going to dig deep into that, but we're rather going to focus on his rise to power that forced other chiefdoms and clans to flee their land, and those who remained behind were conquered and merged with the Zulu under the rule of uShaka. His background as a soldier under King Dingiswayo played a huge role in him later developing a warrior outlook for the Zulu tribe when he took over as their king. Shaka's tactics also included replacing certain chiefs and leaders of other clans with people who were willing to adhere to his rule, incorporating their men and warriors with his Zulu army, making it stronger and larger. Other various tribes sought refuge from the Zulu expansion. Among them were the Soshangane, Zwangendaba, Ndebele, Hlubi, Ngwane, Bhaca, Zocho, who fled to the lands of King Faku, King Gubengcuka, and King Insa for safety. Shaka, gaining respect among his people, spread his ideas, emphasizing military conquest as the quick path to power. This led the Zulu tribe to adopt a warrior outlook. Shaka's dominance relied on military strength, diplomacy, and patronage. Although Shaka recognized Dingiswayo and the Mthethwa clan as overlords, Dingiswayo was eventually ambushed and killed by Zwide of the Ndwandwe. Shaka, forming alliances with Qwabe, Hlubi, and with the support of Mkhize, resisted the aggressive Ndwandwe in battles like the decisive Battle of Nqekli Hill, south of present-day Ulundi. Shaka allowed Europeans into Zulu territory occasionally, in the mid-1820s, Henry Francis feigned medical aid after an assassination attempt earned Europeans permission to operate in the Zulu kingdom. Despite witnessing European technology, Shaka held firm that the Zulu way was superior. His rise to power, marked by military powers and alliances, shaped the Zulu Empire's destiny, influencing the cultural and social fabric of the region. Now, looking at the tribes and clans that merged and formed part of the greater amaZulu, starting with Qwabe, who are one of the ancient tribes in Natal, Khanyile, who broke out from the Chunu in Nkandla, Shabalala, who are the descendants of Dlamini in Swaziland. Shabalala's grandfather was Lutonga, and he left Swaziland during the time of the fourth king. Ndwalane, who settled outside Boboi in the south coast. Ngumbini, or Amavundla, who were led by Mbopha Kasitayi, who came from the Bafokeng in present-day Lesotho. Mbopha Kasitayi became Shaka's most trusted lieutenant. Ngosi, who settled at the Tukela Heights, coming from Swaziland. Amabhaca, whose original name was Zelemu. The name Bhaca was given to them by the Zulu after 1830. Nxumalo, a sub-clan of the Ndwandwe, and they lived in the area of Umvoti. Madlala, who lived in the area of Mzube, down to Umzimkhulu. Amadlala were under the control of the Mchunu clan, who clashed with the Zondi. It is said that Shaka used Amadlala in the forefront when he was fighting because of their height. Nyuswa, descendants of the Ngcobo ancestor, who went on to form three branches, AbakaNyuswa, eMaqadini, AbakwaFuze. The Zondi, who are the descendants of Phetitlokwa of the Sotho tribe. Shaka attacked AbakwaZondi with the full might of his forces, and some of the Zondi people fled in fear, and he started collecting their cattle. Pengu, or Ngolosi, in the Ilembe district. They belong to the Lala group of the Tonga. During the raid of Shaka, they surrendered themselves and pledged their loyalty, promising to be servants of Ushaka. Myeni Ongwenya, who occupied land in the Eshowe, given by the Qwabe king. After the death of their leader, Mlambo, his legacy continued with his two sons, Ngwenya and Tsinde. Mkhize, AbakwaMkhize come from the Embo. During the time of Shaka, they lived along the banks of Tukela River. Shezi, who were led by Msholoza around the Nkandla forest. Mchunu, this tribe was based in Enkandla, between the Tulani and the Tulananeni mountains. During the time of Shaka, they were led by Macingwana Kachama, who became one of Shaka's biggest rivals. Lushaba, who were then known as Ndlovu, occupying land around Ulundi. During the time of Senzangakhona, they were removed from the land and they took the name Lushaba. Khumalo, it is said that Shaka appointed Mzilikazi as Ingosi of the Khumalo and would use the Khumalo to spy on Zwide and the Ndwandwe. Ntuli, who were living around Elenge Hill and were then known as the Amabeleni tribe. Kunene, it is recorded that these people come from the Embo and settled in Swaziland, and their great ancestor is Sitwabe Silutuli. Zuma, they originated from the Batlokwa in present-day Lesotho and went on to settle in the mountains of Bergville, down to the Tukela River. They were eventually conquered by Dingane. During this time, they were led by Msholozi. amaZulu. They settled in the Lubombo Mountains between the Qwabe and Phongolo rivers. In the 1970s, their king, amaZulu, was deposed by the apartheid government because he refused to call himself a Zulu. He was then forced into exile. Those were some of the tribes and clans that formed part of the greater amaZulu. If there's any other tribe or clan that we forgot to mention, be sure to write it on the comment section. Now that was amaZulu, from a tribe to a nation. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Until the next one, thank you for watching.